Imagine that you are at the airport and late for your departure. You run as fast as you can to the gate, only to discover that it's closed. It's not departure time yet, and the aircraft is still parked at the gate. So, why cannot they open the door and let you in? Hi, my name is Magnar Nordahl, and I'm an airline captain and instructor. And this is Ask the Captain. Here you can ask any question about aviation, and I will do my best to answer. The question today is, why is it such a big deal that airplanes cannot reopen the doors after being shut, even if they are still at the gate? The answer has nothing to do with technical things like escape slides or cabin pressure. No, the answer has to do with punctuality, to be on time. When the doors are closed, it means that all passengers that arrive at the gate on time will depart on time. At busy airports, we have an allocated time for departure and arrival. This is called slot time. The margin for departure is plus minus 5 minutes. The departure time is the time when the airplane starts to move, either by pushing back from the gate or when it starts to taxi. In order to depart in time, we need the passengers to be on board at least 10 minutes before departure time, and in large aircraft even earlier. In those 10 minutes, a lot is happening. The staff at the gate count the boarding passes. It's still done manually at many airports. A list with the passenger names is printed and given to the cabin crew, which count the passengers and compare the number with the list. At the same time, the load and balance sheet is calculated. All numbers, from fuel on board to the weight in each cargo compartment and the number of passengers in each section of the cabin are double-checked. Then the load and balance sheet is printed and presented to the captain, who double-checked the passenger numbers with the cabin crew. Finally, the captain signs the load and balance sheet, the doors are closed, and the stairs or air bridge is removed. The pilots call ground control and ask for clearance to push back and start the engines. But sometimes they have to wait because there might be traffic behind, or there might be a long queue of aircraft waiting to depart, so they are told to wait and save the fuel. If you arrive at the gate now, you will see the airplane standing there, but sorry, you are too late. If we open the door for you, we will have to repeat the procedure I just told you. This takes time, and as a result, we might lose our slot time. That means we will end up behind every other plane in the startup queue. Suddenly, the few minutes it takes to open the door and let you on board will result in a delay of, say, 30 minutes or more, which means our passengers will arrive late at the destination and maybe lose their connections. Furthermore, the airplane will be delayed for the remaining flights of the day. This is a domino effect that can affect hundreds of other passengers and the crew. The crew has rules for how long they can work, and when they reach that limit, they must stop. That means the last flight of the day might be cancelled or delayed until they get a new crew. And when you're delayed, it's near impossible to catch up because the turnaround times are very short. When an airplane arrives late, it will cause disruptions in the schedules for the ground staff. And this can easily result in further delays to wait for baggage handlers, the catering, refueling truck, lavatory service, pushback trucks, and more. Therefore, a delay tends to multiply through the day. However, there are situations where we will take on board late passengers. For example, if you are checked in your bag and it's already loaded in the cargo compartment, it might take more time to remove your bag than opening the door for you. But you shouldn't count on it, because if too many passengers do this, the company will just say, stop, we cannot do it anymore. When there is no slop to worry about, it's easier to open the door. We will also do our best, if you are traveling in a group, that arrived late with another flight belonging to our company or a codeshare partner, because then we know about you. Finally, if it's the last flight of the day, we will often be more flexible. But please remember that we sometimes must give priority to punctuality and the other passengers that might be affected. So, how can you avoid this from happening to you? Well, first of all, don't get late to the airport. You should add a little extra time because the traffic might be worse than expected. There might be long queues at check-in, security, immigration. And once you're inside, don't hang out in the bar too long, but make sure you are at the gate at boarding time. When you land at an airport behind schedule and you have to catch a new flight, it can be very stressful. Therefore, you should not plan for a short transit time when you book your ticket. Delays do happen, and if the airplane then has to park at a remote location, you get bus transport, it may take up to 30 minutes from touchdown until you set your foot inside the terminal. Furthermore, large airports have many terminals, and you might have to go through new security and even immigration if your next flight is a domestic flight. On most boarding passes, the boarding time is written in large numbers, while the departure time is harder to find. And now you know why. I hope this video answered a question. Please support my channel by clicking like and share with your friends. And if there is something you wonder about aviation, please write the question below. That's all for this time. Have a wonderful day and happy landing!